Reminding you.
That's right. That's right.
So there's the issue of one. There will be the issue of respect.
Yes.
There will be the issue of the kids, you know,
not knowing who's the final authority in the house.
Who's the authority? Yeah.
That's right.
And you know, there'll be the issue of the kids seeing some kind of friction
between the spouses.
So you try to eliminate all that. You try all those. So you try to make sure that the kids don't see these things. I mean, obviously at some, not obviously, well, with anger, at some point there might be friction, but try and keep it away from the kids. Let it just be between both of you, and you sit down and discuss it. You know?
But let me take you up on something you said earlier, that you might want to discipline the children. Now, going back to what you said about wanting to discipline the children, and you look at your spouse's face, and that's Janet now, and you see she's not very happy. But as a man, what do? Do you just go ahead and do what you want to do? In this instance, we're talking ego here.
Right.
Do you step back, or?
No, the truth is I probably go on and do what I want to do, but I probably will do it with some kind of
restraint. Right.
Okay, I might not do it as severe as
you would have loved to. Right, got you.
Because again, I would also want to consider Jenna in
her feelings.
Her feelings.
Okay.
You know, I mean, God has put us together.
That's right.
By His grace, we'll work together, raise our kids as.
That's right. That's right.
One of the things that I think we need to reiterate to our viewers is the fact that it's important that husband and wives, you know, husbands and wives always present a united front
to the children,
in front of the children, even if they disagree. You know, even if they feel, you know, or maybe what the wife thinks, no, don't do it that way, or the husband feels, no, there's a better way to do this. I think that could be done in the bedroom. That could be done away from the children. Because then, if not, you know, the children could take, you know, both of you for granted. You know, sometimes
play one against the other.
One against another, exactly. And then just know that, oh, okay, you know, I'll do this because I know that mommy, you know, wouldn't mind, or daddy wouldn't mind, or whatever. But when a child walks up to you and says, oh, I know that, you know, if you say no, daddy's going to say no. I think that's really good.
Yes, yeah.
You know, it's really good, and it teaches them a lesson as well for life. That when they have their own homes
I think
as well.
The thing is agreement, coming together in agreement. I mean, sometimes, I mean, we will agree on what kind of discipline, or what kind of, if any of the boys have misbehaved, we will come together and agree on what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. And we both will stand in agreement and do it together to the letter.
Okay.
So it's not, I'm not saying one thing
and she's saying something else.
She's saying
so
something else.
You're both singing off the same hymn sheet. Right,
so
that's good.
The boy knows that, yes, I can't get favor here. You know, I will be disciplined.
That's right.
That's key.
Okay. Have you got some? Okay, no problem.
I was just going to mention that it's important to know that children, as little as they are, they're very, very intelligent.
I was just about to say that, yes.
Absolutely very intelligent, because you have cases where, if I'm going to use one of my boys, for instance, he comes to you in the kitchen, he goes, Daddy said he's going to ground me today, Mommy. And you're not saying a word, and he's going, Did you hear
what I said?
And I'm going, Jonathan, so what did you do? But I didn't mean to, Mommy. Would you tell Daddy? You know, he's trying to like plead his case.
Yes.
You know, but then I'm thinking, if Daddy said he's going to ground you, then he's going to ground you. I probably will go into the room and go,
and have a,
please don't
have a little.
If you're going to ground him for a week, maybe do it for a day. But they're very intelligent, so they try to play on you, especially when they think you're the softer one, which they kind of think
usually moms are.
Yeah, so they come to you to try to play, but you feel sorry for them, but you also have to be firm.
That's right.
And try not to give, make them see you're giving in, even when your heart is bleeding on their behalf.
That's right.
Good one.
Okay, I was just going to move us on to dealing with in-laws, for instance. I have heard time without number. People, especially wives, complain about mothers-in-law. They reckon mothers-in-law see them as the opposition. I don't want to use the word enemy here, but they see them as opposition. So if for instance, they want something, the mother-in-law wants something of one of their children who's married to this lady or to this man, instead of going through the channels which we have elucidated in the audiobooks where we discussed external relationships, they'd rather just go straight to their offspring and just make the request or whatever they, like play one against the other. In a way, I find that in-laws also act like children in that regard. Would you agree?
Very true. Very true. But let's also remember what the Bible said. The Bible said, it was in Genesis, the man and woman, they will leave the father and mother
and cleave,
come together
That's
as
right.
one.
That's right.
Okay? So when you decide to go into that covenant of marriage, that holy matrimony that God has ordained, they didn't say go with your mother, go with your brother or sister, or go with your father. Okay? Now, obviously, the mom will always be there. And if you're married to someone that still got any of the parents alive, that parent is like your parent, irrespective of the fact that that's
so you basically adopt them.
Yes, that's how I say it. So his mom is my mom.
Right.
Okay? But on the other hand, because of how it is, because of how it has been, and how the world perceive it, I think just the two of you can make that change.
That's true.
Because if you let it go, human being human, they probably would want to take authority. It's my son. It's my son's house. I can come in and move the chairs the way I want
That's
it.
right.
I can come in and probably pull down the curtains because they don't look right and put in the kind of curtains.
Is this a cultural thing or traditional thing, or
it is very
or it
cultural.
cuts across cultures?
It is very, very cultural. Now, it now depends on the child. Let's just assume it's my mother-in-law.
Okay.
I think it depends on my husband.
Yes.
To make it known to the mom that this is my home, this is my wife, she has authority in this house.
That's right.
Because it's where you now decide to play ignorant of what is happening. I'm referring to the man here. It could be the woman as well. When you decide to play ignorant of what is happening and let mother-in-law take control, the wife feels, what's happening here? Am I missing something? Am I being forgotten? Am I in the shadow somewhere? And then that's where you have the strife. But in a situation where the husband stands firm, knowing what God has said, knowing that God has said you leave your father and mother, not take them along and bring them into your marriage, it makes a whole lot of difference.
Right.
That's how I am.
I'm just to buttress what Janet has said. I think the man's position from day one is to make his mom or his family understand that, listen, now I'm going to leave my family as the Bible has, as God has directed, and I'll cling to my wife and we'll become one.
That's true.
I mean, not necessarily neglecting them.
Of course not, no.
The way I see it is, your mother has lived her marital life. This is yours. So she shouldn't come and try to control yours.
Or try to leave hers again through you.
That's how I see it. And you should make her understand that her position is, her position is not in doubt. She's your mother.
Yes.
But this is my wife. And going by what the Bible says, we are one. Okay, so my wife has the final say, so to say. The way I look at, for me, issues that would concern my mom, I would discuss it with my wife. We'll come to a common goal, a common agreement, and that's how we go on.
Okay.
And it makes the relationship between the spouse and the mother-in-law better. As far as you guys discuss these things and you let your mother know that this is my wife, this is my stand.
And this is my stand.
It's very key.
Okay.
So I was just, when he was saying, make your mother know this is my wife, this is my home.
Makes you happy, doesn't it?
No. No. That's what I was going to say. Because she's your mother.
Definitely.
She is my mother. True married.
That's right.
Okay. But in as much as she's coming and you're going, no, mommy, this is my house, this is Janet's house, this is my home, it would never go down well with mom.
Of course.
Okay. But if mom is coming round and saying, I'm just going to use us as an example, Edward, oh please, I need you to buy me a car. And you're going, a car? Really, mommy? Do you want a car? What do you want it for? And this is what I want for. No worries. I'll mention to Janet, we'll talk about it and we'll get back to you.
Exactly, yeah.
You're not like discarding her. I'm just using a car for an example. You're not like discarding her views, but you're always letting mom know that whatever it is you want to discuss, I'm not going to readily tell you, yes, I'll do it, or no, I won't do it. No, I'll go back to Janet because Janet has to play an important part here.
That's right.
By the time you do it once, do it twice, which has been the case for us. Even when my mom speaks to me, I'm telling her, I'll speak to Edward, mommy, and I'll get back to you. And I'll still show the love, I'll still show the attention. We're not neglecting you, but then I'm not giving you an answer because I still have to consult my husband.
That's right.
And whatever he says, I'm not going to come and say, oh, mommy, Edward says, because tomorrow mommy's going to stand and say, oh, you were going to give me one, but Edward decided to tell you to give me half.
Exactly.
And it's going to come down to half. But it's going to be something that we both agree on. And it's whatever is happening is both of us. This is what we could do. This is what we can do or not do. And we will try and do it for you. That way, mom is seeing two, not one.
That's right.
And not seeing the other one as an enemy. Because a lot of times when you have issues with mother-in-laws or father-in-laws, it's because they think there's an opposition somewhere.
That's true. I think that what Janet said is so true. And this is where a lot of people make mistakes. You know, you always have to allow or let your family know that it's two of you. You know, the Bible says that two of you become one. So if mom is asking Edward for something, you know, in effect, she's asking Edward and Janet.
That's right.
And it's up to Janet or Edward to say, Mom, yes, you know, let me talk to Janet about it. And Janet obviously being aware that mom knows that this discussion is coming home to her, and be wise about it. Because, you know, sometimes, again, the way we respond, you know, to some of the requests from family members, you know, is what really brings the problem, you know. Because if you know that, okay, this is what she's expecting, you know, you kind of apply wisdom to the way you respond to that request, so that she knows that, no, this is whatever answer she's getting is something that has been thought through properly, you know, it's not
by both parties.
By both parties, and you know, it's not supposed to make her worse off, you know, and she would learn to respect that. I mean, we talk about mom, same thing with dads as well. And I think because the parents feel that, well, I saw you through school, you know, I made you attain the highest levels of education, so why shouldn't you, you know, provide for me? Yes, the Bible commands us to provide for our parents, but at the same time, you know, our parents need to understand that it's no longer the son they know, but they now have a son and a daughter. You know, and I think it's also important that, you know, we, you know, as husband and wives, we always need to, you know, put our wives. So if your husband, you know, before your family, let your family know that your wife is important. Wives also, let your family know that your husband is important. Don't let them think that you take decisions on your own. And even if this is a failing on your own parts, where you have not learned to communicate properly with your husband, but before your parents, it's important that you make them, you know, feel that, you know, you have that oneness. I believe God will help us. You know, we're all at different levels in our marriage, and some people, you know, still have a lot to learn. But it brings problems when we don't actually, you know, face the family or the extended family as a united front.
A friend was saying to me that a day or a week after he got married, and he had his mother in the car, or he was going to pick his mom up to take her somewhere. And when he got to the house, he asked his mother, I said, now I'm going to take you to this place you want to go to. Where exactly do you think you should be sitting now in this car? And the mom said, in front with you, of course. And he said, no, that's not how it is now. You know, that thing we did last week, which was his wedding, has changed all that.